Yo, anime games kinda suck now. It really feel like every anime game almost flopped right away. But why? You would think anime and gaming would go hand in hand. There's so many great animes out there that can be turned into a great game. Like One Piece with this vast expansive world, or Naruto with this detailed power system, and even My Hero Academia with this very diverse story. You see how many different creative directions Bandai can go when it comes to making a new anime game? But you know what we get instead? Another arena fighter. Now I love me a good arena fighter. I have nothing against it. Like, I remember when I was younger, I would always go to my cousin's house in the summer and we would play Dragon Ball Z Budokai on his PS2 all the time. I'm not gonna lie, bro would make me rage quit all the time because for some reason he always knew all the combos for every character. Time really does fly. You see, I'm a huge anime fan. Watch Vinland Saga. So me even making this video honestly feel like a high school breakup. I'm crying right now as I edit this video. Deadass. You know, sometimes I always ask myself, why do Bandai Namco always make poorly designed games? Now of course they have a handful of good games they developed, like all the Tekken and Dragon Ball Z games. And of course, we can't forget about all the Naruto games too. I know there's probably way more good anime games Bandai made, but those three are my personal favorite. But you see, the Naruto games, bro, they be fumbling the bag when it comes to actually giving us a decent Ninja Storm game. I feel like the worst one they dropped was probably Ninja Storm Connections. I'm only saying that because it really does feel like a copy and paste of Storm 4. I mean, there's a few exceptions. They added a massive roster of new characters like Ashura and Indra Otsutsuki, as well as a ton of characters from Boruto. Let's just say they added around 130 characters. They also got a better story mode. It basically covered the entire OG Naruto series all the way until you reach the Sasuke vs Naruto final battle in Boruto, which is fire. Wanna know one big problem that kinda left everyone disappointed with this game? The stale fighting mechanics. I mean, that shit is stale! Look, it's been over 15 years since the first Ninja Storm game dropped, and for some reason, the movement still feels stiff in the game that came out in 2023. I really don't have anything else bad to say about the game. It's just the fighting mechanics that bothers me, but that's just my opinion.
We do not care.
Now, if I can think of one anime game Bandai Namco somehow managed to fuck up, you probably already know what game I'm talking about. Jump Force. Jump Force was a crossover fighting game featuring characters from the Shonen Jump universe. Almost every popular anime character was in that game. They even had the Big Three being the mascot of the game. Like, the entire gaming community really thought this game was gonna thrive and have longevity. And I honestly did too. This was equivalent to having like Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole drop a collab album together. It was that serious. It was a highly anticipated game that everybody wanted to get their hands on. Bro, even my grandma was calling me out for the 1v1s. I'm dead ass. I made her rage quit, by the way. I really felt like Jump Force had so much potential. It was quite unique from your standard anime game, ranging from the realistic art style, which a lot of people had mixed opinions about, and the unique roster of characters. But despite how unique the game was, Jump Force went from being a highly anticipated game to a game that's on life support. The list of issues stems from so many things, but the biggest issue was probably poor optimization. Upon release, players encountered numerous bugs and performance issues, which tarnished the gaming experience. Many felt that the game was rushed to market without actually properly testing the game, which is honestly true because that shit was so laggy. Every time I would do a combo, bro, that shit felt like it was optimized for an Xbox 360. And I'm not even being extra. And on top of that, instead of Bandai improving the overall quality of the game, they just decided to stop developing the game, which resulted in Jump Force being delisted from all digital stores in November of 2021, such as PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, as well as the follow-up of the service being completely shut down in August of 2022. Tragic ending. But what's even more tragic is seeing My Hero Ultra Rumble flop in the same week it dropped, which was kinda expected because once fans seen it was getting developed by Bandai, there was a lot of speculations going around about Ultra Rumble will more than likely be poorly optimized. And yo, they was not lying. Like, I'm not gonna cap, I was hella hyped to play this game because My Hero Academia is high-key fire. But nigga, the game is so imbalanced. Like, for some reason, some characters just feel too overpowered. If you played this game game before, you more than likely got shitted on by a sweaty Todoroki, or if you haven't, delete the game now before it happens to you, trust me. And on top of that, the movement mechanics is low-key garbage. Like, why does climbing buildings for certain heroes feel like such an inconvenience? There's no reason why I should be climbing so slow. Like, what do I have in my pockets? Bricks? Man, you stupid bitch! But what's even more worse is the aiming mechanics. It feels so inconsistent, it's either the aim assist is too aggressive or your shots is just ineffective for some weird reason. Meaning, your damage output is non-existent. Damn! It deadass be feeling like I'm shooting water balloons at them, which is crazy because they damage output be insane. Like, why does it feel like I just got hit in the chest by a hollow purple? Yo, somebody gotta fix this problem because it don't make no sense. Speaking of hollow purple, is it just me or did the JJK game fall off the hardest out of every other anime game that dropped in recent time? And honestly, Cursed Clash had so much potential. It was a 2v2 online co-op arena fighter with 16 playable characters, plus additional characters available if you was to purchase the DLC. The roster is a bit small, but I mean the manga is only like 2 seasons, so I'll cut them some slack. But what went wrong with this game? How did the most popular modern anime see a steep decline in their first game that came to console and PC? You see, when Cursed Clash launched in February of 2024, there was a wave of excitement. Players were eager to get their hands on this game, considering at the time there was only a mobile JJK game out. Now, before the game was even released, players were promised thrilling battles and a fresh take on the JJK universe, but instead it was the complete opposite. You see, when I think of Jujutsu Kaisen, the first thing that comes to my mind is the amazing fights, and that game just don't have it. For some reason, the combat just feels so clunky and unresponsive. Sometimes it's even almost impossible to execute a decent combo. Like, bro, I knew the game was cooked when I couldn't even hit a combo with Maki. Not gonna lie, I might just be trash. Beside the clunky gameplay, they forgot to add one important thing that could have maybe saved this game: the local multiplayer. I still question that shit to this day. How did Biking forget to add couch play? Biking, lock the fuck in. What is y'all doing? Like, real talk, I feel like having the option to play local is super important. It just makes the player experience a whole lot better. And especially if you got a competitive friend group like mine, literally every time a new fighting game come out, the group chat is a fucking war zone. I'm talking it's smoke on sight. Nobody safe. Everybody on YN energy. And now that Sparking Zero just dropped, shit just got real again. But overall, I really do feel like Cursed Clash is sorta bare bones. It wasn't nothing really special that made it stand out in my opinion, besides just the idea of knowing there's a JJK game you can play, but that's about it. I really feel like anime games are in a critical state right now. It seemed like no one can compete against all the major titles in the anime gaming industry. If you really think about it, the major downfall in new anime games is they always just give us an arena fighter and neglect the story mode and just give us some mid. Which is crazy because most fans fell in love with the anime because of the story and obviously the fights, but mainly we all love the journey of watching our favorite character grow and get stronger. Like I said earlier in the video, there's so many great animes out there that can capitalize being more on the heavily story driven side versus just the PvP side. You know, just to switch it up a bit and give players a fresh feel, because I don't know about y'all, but some of these games sort of feel like a huge copy and paste, just an arena fighter with different anime franchises. But the real question is, do you think anime games in recent time been sorta trash? Let me know, comment down below.